Great answer.
Regardless if they have $1 million or not, I want you to feel like it.
Okay, so talking about money, let's talk about money. How did you get the gig with Floyd Mayweather? I know how difficult it is.
Logan. Now he's fighting Deji. Is he broke? Is Mayweather broke? Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
He's broke.
You'll see reports. You mentioned 100 million for Floyd. The reports are 130. First off, he's never gotten 100 million for a fight. Not even remotely close. But there's reports of 130. Wow. There's reports online that Floyd's a billionaire. There's reports that he was the highest paid athlete in this year.
A former employee of Floyd Mayweather has come forward, claiming that the boxing legend is actually broke but hides it by putting on a show of wealth. According to the insider, Floyd talks about money nonstop and always tries to look rich, whether he really is or not. They say it's all about keeping up appearances, even when his finances don't match the image.
Specialize.
Great answer.
Regardless if they have $1 million or not, I want you to feel like it.
Okay, so talking about money, let's talk about money. How did you get the gig with Floyd Mayweather? I know how difficult it is for women to get jobs in male-dominated careers. I have a friend that is the only female licensed boxing promoter in the world, so I know some of the challenges you must have come across. So tell me how you got this gig.
Well, first of all, what a lot of people don't know, Floyd and I have been friends since 2001. And I used to work at a barbershop that he used to come to, and he already had a barber. So I think already, it was just something that was inevitable that was going to happen eventually anyway.
Logan Paul has pointed out something that many fans are wondering. If Floyd Mayweather is truly as wealthy as he claims, why does he keep doing these unusual exhibition fights? It raises questions about his finances. These matchups, often seen as quick and easy paydays, make it seem like he's more focused on fast cash than protecting his legacy. The low-stakes nature of the fights and the hand-picked opponents only add to the suspicion that Floyd might be using these events to cover up financial problems.
Logan. Now he's fighting Deji. Is he broke? Is Mayweather broke? Are y'all new here?
Yeah.
Is he broke?
Yeah.
He's broke.
Yes.
That makes sense. No, he's not. Jeff shaking his
Yes, he is, Jeff.
Not.
Jeff, why is he doing these bullshit fights just to make money? Why don't you take a seat, manager Jeff, and tell us why Floyd Mayweather is taking random fights?
Let me ask you a question just to delete him in. if you have $100 million net worth and somebody offers you another 20, are you gonna say, nah, I got 100 already?
No.
Okay. So what's the fucking question? Homie's taking the bags, and the Deji bag is a big one, buddy.
Let me tell you something.
I don't know. Is it?
Dubai, yeah.
You're
Maybe another 20, 30, 40.
Yeah, why not take that bag, bro?
Zero.
I was gonna say Deji's cut of this fight my guess
Even
was
if he pays him $700,000.
my guess was
Despite Floyd Mayweather's confident claims that he's paid off his debts, IRS records tell a different story. Official documents show he still owes millions in unpaid taxes. This isn't just a small oversight, it points to a serious financial issue. The gap between what Floyd says and what the IRS reports raises real concerns. It seems his flashy image may be more about keeping up appearances than reflecting true financial stability.
Imagine getting a letter from the IRS saying you owe millions in taxes. That is how Floyd Mayweather got knocked out by the IRS in 2022. Floyd had some issues with his taxes for the year 2017. The government checked his tax return and found a problem. So they informed him about it on February 2nd, 2022. He claimed a big expense of about $14 million that he says he paid for legal expenses. The government didn't agree with this expense and said it was a lie. So they said he owed about $5.5 million more in taxes because of it. They also said he had to pay an additional $1.1 million in penalties for making mistakes on his tax return. That was how Floyd got KO'd into the hot water with the tax authorities. Comment on the word free below this video and I'll send you access to a free call where you can discuss your tax situation with the most experienced attorney and get the best possible recommendations in a few minutes. Make sure you're following so you can receive the link immediately after your comment.
From diamond-covered watches to a fleet of luxury cars, Floyd Mayweather has built his image around showing off wealth. But this constant focus on living large raises an important question. What happens when the attention fades? He's created a persona where his value seems linked to how much he can show off. As a result, keeping up that image gets harder if the money flow slows down. This reliance on material displays has only added fuel to the rumors that his finances may not be as solid as they seem.
I don't understand why the need to package these things Africans, black people do, packaging. They appear to be, why do you want to appear to be rich instead of be rich? I'm not into this. I mean, you just propaganda. He's just said he bought 400 million flats in New York, and none of them were real. Why do you feel the need to embarrass yourself like that? Just live your life and enjoy. Nobody cares how much Bugatti you got. Nobody cares about how much Ferrari or how much watch your watch cost, 18 million, whatever. Nobody cares. These are all liabilities. As soon as you buy the watch, you can't sell it for 18 million again. It's not physically possible. It's not an asset. He's gonna go bankrupt soon. But
one of Floyd Mayweather's former exhibition opponents, Deji, gave a glimpse into the emotional cracks behind Floyd's flashy image. He shared a moment where a casual comment from a fan noticeably upset Floyd. Rather than ignoring it, Floyd reacted defensively, showing that public opinion still affects him more than expected. His need to prove himself in small, unimportant moments suggests a deeper insecurity. Even with all his success, it seems he's still chasing validation, not just admiration.
I'm not asking how much, but did you get paid at least some of it up front?
Yes.
Okay. Because obviously Logan, when he fought, he keeps talking about how he still hasn't got anything.
Yeah.
And now you have fought him.
Yeah.
You got some of it at least.
I mean, I just have better better manager, agent, all of that.
Although you may not have done it if Logan had just been paid, right? Like maybe you needed Logan to...
No, it's because it's like, remember when I fought Vinny Hackett?
No, yeah, true. No one at that event got paid.
Everyone apart from
you and Gibb, right?
Yeah, me and Gibb, we got paid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
shout out manager.
Yeah.
Wait, can I say your name?
yeah, say name, yeah.
Shout out Lim.
Chiverano.
I'm like,
Man like Chiverano.
Oh, really?
oh my God. No, he's so fake and he's insecure as hell. And the thing is, I don't even care about saying all this stuff. Yeah, you're not gonna fight me, are you, bitch? Okay. He's so insecure. So let me just tell you like some things that happened.
Okay.
So this was the Dubai podcast. For some reason, he's just making these noises, slah, 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 to his whole team, slah, slah, and just making some weird noises. It made no sense. And then one of my fans said, "Hey yo, Deji, I flew all the way from the UK for this." And then he you don't have to respond to that,
no,
but he
don't.
responds being like, "It don't matter, man. You in Dubai now." like why?
Like a... Tensions rose when Logan Paul went public with plans to sue Floyd Mayweather over unpaid earnings from their highly promoted fight. What was billed as a major event ended in controversy and mistrust. If Floyd's finances are really in good shape, it raises the question, why delay or avoid payment? The lawsuit could uncover deeper financial issues and point to a pattern where obligations are pushed aside, even as money continues to pour into new flashy ventures.
Or is that something that you can't disclose right now?
He has not paid me in full. That is a fact.
No
Short a few mil, yeah.
Wow. Still a few mil.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been in contact with him?
Nah, we're taking this to court.
No, are you being serious? Is this like a...
Do I look serious, lady?
You do. I'm just making sure. I apologize.
Really?
I'm just...
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. Yeah, we're taking it to court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So...
Yeah, see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
Oh my goodness.
In one of his more unusual moments, Floyd Mayweather was caught on camera depositing a large amount of money into a bank, using only $1 bills. While it definitely grabbed attention, it came off more like a performance than a practical move. Stunts like this reflect the showmanship that defines his public image. It's less about finances and more about feeding the brand. But it leaves people wondering, is there real wealth behind the flash, or just a well-crafted illusion?
The money man is getting ready. It's Super Bowl weekend, Las Vegas. He had to get the ones. Make it rain. I need everybody. That girl collection, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Super Bowl, or whoever win or lose, it don't matter. I need everybody there. Girl collection. Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather has always taken an aggressive approach to making money, but as more stories come to light, ethical concerns are starting to grow. From exaggerating his earnings to ongoing disputes over unpaid deals, the line between smart business and misleading tactics is getting blurry. Rather than focusing on honest, long-term ventures, some of his strategies seem built around short-term hype and stretching the truth to keep the spotlight on.
Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know, it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's top-ranked boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you bet on yourself.
Floyd Mayweather's name has been tied to controversial cryptocurrency promotions that ended up costing investors money. Despite already having plenty of wealth, he backed digital coins that later crashed, raising accusations of financial opportunism. These weren't small endorsements. Millions were funneled into projects just because Floyd supported them. It points to a pattern of jumping into risky deals for quick profits, with little regard for the fans or followers who might pay the price.
At one point, you were getting celebrity endorsements. One was DJ Khaled, hilarious, and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he posted on his Instagram him taking this what do you call it? The Centra card?
Centra card.
The Centra cards. And going and purchasing something with his Bitcoin at a store.
Yeah.
He did that knowing that it didn't work.
Floyd Mayweather doesn't know anything about that's going on, really. So, like,
we all know that.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy can't read,
Yeah.
How much did you guys pay him?
Like $1 million.
He took that knowing or not caring if it worked?
It was just knowing, not knowing, right? Like, they didn't care. He does a million promotions like that. It's basically, you speak to his manager.
Yeah.
He's like, this is Floyd's price. And
Yeah.
you send the money over.
Yeah.
The manager makes his little cut from it. And he just says, what do you want me to say? And what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Right? And then you just basically give him his script and he just does it.
You'll see reports. You mentioned $100 million for Floyd. The reports are 130. First off, he's never gotten $100 million for a flight, not even remotely close. But there's reports of 130. Wow. There's reports online that Floyd's a billionaire. There's reports that he was the highest paid athlete in this year over Cristiano Ronaldo.
You think it's bullshit?
I know it is. And there's public companies they do business with. HBO would be one of them. Find an executive to back the claim. It's never happened and it won't be.
And how do you know it's bullshit?
He makes very good money because I know the fight business. I've been in the fight business my whole life.
Floyd Mayweather often boasts about making huge sums from his fights, but insiders in the boxing world have started to question the truth behind those claims. Numbers like $100 million in a single night sound impressive, but without clear details to back them up, doubt creeps in. Some think Floyd exaggerates these figures to keep up an image of dominance and superiority. While over-the-top statements make for eye-catching headlines, they hurt his credibility in the long run. Floyd regularly puts himself at the top of boxing history, claiming no one else even comes close. While confidence is essential for champions, his constant bragging can come off as more about insecurity than self-belief. Rather than letting his achievements speak for themselves, he continually reminds everyone of his greatness, which can be off-putting to some.
Still waiting? Well, I think I'm separated now. I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. I had a tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather that can break my records.
So is Gervonta Davis.
One of the more surprising lawsuits Floyd Mayweather has faced involved unpaid bills for jewelry. A Miami jeweler accused him of taking expensive items without completing the payment. This isn't the only instance of such issues. Despite regularly showing off millions in jewelry on social media, the question remains, why aren't the bills being settled? This pattern reinforces the idea that his wealth is more about appearances than reality. When criticized or questioned, Floyd often brushes it off as jealousy, a common tactic among public figures to dodge accountability. But by doing this, he avoids addressing valid concerns. Not everyone who raises questions is motivated by envy. Sometimes, criticism comes from noticing the gap between his public persona and private actions. Labeling all dissent as jealousy is a deflection, not a defense.
You always remember this. Jealousy, people jealous of you, cause with success. So anytime you're successful, people gonna be jealous of you. People are always gonna like you. It's the same thing like my job. I still go there and be at my best. If you're doing good, they got something to say. If you're doing bad, they got something to say. So do what makes you happy. Because you see this jet, you see this private jet that we own? I got it because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. I made over $1 billion. You know why? Because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. Do what the fuck you want to do. And all thing we can do is take one day at a time. You know, it's all we can do. No one is perfect. Every day we strive to be perfectionists, but no one is perfect. I make mistakes. I make mistakes. You know, I've said things that I shouldn't have said when I was younger. I've done things that I shouldn't have done when I was younger. I'm not perfect, but we live and we learn. That's a part of growing.
One of the most outlandish claims Floyd Mayweather has made is that he earned $350 million in a single night. While it's not completely impossible, the lack of detailed financial proof raises questions about the accuracy of such a figure. Even if it's true, it plays more into building a myth than offering real transparency. It adds to his legend, but also invites skepticism and criticism. Floyd's shift from the pretty boy persona to Money Mayweather was a strategic rebranding, built on his natural confidence and aggressive style. However, this new image came with a price. While it made him a larger-than-life figure, it also put immense pressure on him to constantly live up to the hype. The rebrand worked commercially, but it tied him to a public image that requires him to continually prove his wealth.
Now you got it. So they devised a plan. Go from pretty boy to money. See, pretty boy loved to throw hands, but money was a defensive specialist. In fact, he's easily considered as the greatest defensive boxer of all time. But that wasn't the only reason he changed his name. Look at that man's face. See, Mayweather was known to talk smack and aggravate people, but this made things even worse because now he's blocking and running away. So people was like, you doing all this talking, but you running. But as he's moving away, he's throwing in some hits here and there. And before you know, when the fight's over, he lands so many more hits that he always wins. So people would always say, Mayweather, you boring. You not throwing hands for real. But his reply was always, nah, 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 do something about it. So people lost it. They started paying to see him lose. But this strategy was none other than Muhammad Ali. He would talk so much trash that people would pay to see him lose. And they would get disappointed every time. So they would come back next time and spend some more money, but the only person winning is Muhammad Ali. So this turns Mayweather into one of the richest athletes of all time. Why? Because of his brittle hand.
If Floyd Mayweather were truly as financially stable as he wants everyone to think, he wouldn't be making questionable business decisions. Allegations of unpaid debts, shady partnerships, and staged displays of wealth point to a bigger problem. His collaboration with rapper Tyga and luxury purchases that went unpaid only add to the concerns. These aren't one-off mistakes, they're patterns that suggest his empire might be more fragile than it appears on the surface.
This is how Floyd Mayweather and Tyga might get away without paying $4 million in jewelry. So a lot of wealthy people buy assets or luxury items under business entities. This allows them to pay less tax while also having protection against lawsuits personally. In this case, Tyga and Floyd used a watch broker and some upfront cash to make the deal go through. But as the days passed, no payment was made on the balance that was due, and even their agent admitted they owed $4 million. So what these two did is they signed and paid to use in a business, and then before paying the full amount, gifted it to themselves on behalf of the business that bought it. Therefore, the broker can't go after Floyd or Tyga because they didn't buy it from them personally. A business that they may control bought it and then gifted it to them, but in this sense is completely separate. But what they did is how the rich get richer. Us in our daily lives have no protection from lawsuits, but as soon as you use a business, the laws completely change. So I'm not saying you should do this or that they'll even get away with this, but it's definitely an interesting way to get expensive jewelry cheaper.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.